Hey everyone, welcome back. As we wrap up February and head into March, this is one of those months when Social Security can feel a little confusing. And there's one detail in particular that's catching a lot of people off guard. Some SSI recipients won't see a payment arrive during March itself. At least not in the way they're used to. If you're not expecting that, it can definitely create stress. Meanwhile, more than 70 million Americans depend on these benefits every month to cover essentials: rent, groceries, prescriptions, utilities, all of it. So today, we're breaking down the March 2026 Social Security payment schedule, what's really happening with the timing, and a few key updates that could affect how your benefits feel right now. Before we jump in, I'm curious, when your payment date shifts even slightly, does it mess with your monthly budget? Or have you adjusted to it over time? Let me know in the comments. The big March 2026 SSI confusion. Let's start with SSI, because that's where most of the confusion is. If you receive Supplemental Security Income, your March 2026 payment actually arrives early, on Friday, February 27th. Why? Because March 1st falls on a weekend. Whenever the first of the month lands on a weekend or holiday, the Social Security Administration sends the payment on the last business day before. So if you see a deposit at the end of February, that is your March SSI payment. Here's the part that feels uncomfortable. Once March begins, there won't be another SSI deposit during that calendar month. It's not missing. It's not delayed. It was simply paid early. But if you budget month to month, it can absolutely feel like something disappeared, even though technically it didn't. Social Security payment dates for March 2026. Now let's walk through the regular Social Security schedule. If you receive both Social Security and SSI, or if you started receiving benefits before May 1997, your Social Security payment is scheduled for Tuesday, March 3, 2026. For everyone else receiving retirement, disability, or survivor benefits, payments follow your birthday. Birthdays on the 1st 10th right-pointing arrow Wednesday, March 11th. Birthdays on the 11th 20th right-pointing arrow Wednesday, March 18th. Birthdays on the 21st 31st right-pointing arrow Wednesday, March 25th. If your deposit doesn't show up immediately, the Social Security Administration typically recommends waiting about 3 business days before contacting them. Sometimes banks just take a little longer to process, especially around weekends. The bigger picture. Trust fund concerns beyond the payment schedule. There's a broader conversation happening right now. The Congressional Budget Office recently updated projections showing that the Social Security Trust Fund could be depleted by 2032, 1 year earlier than previously expected. If no legislative changes are made, benefits would continue, but they would be reduced to match incoming payroll tax revenue. That could mean roughly a 7% reduction beginning in 2032, with potentially deeper cuts later on if nothing changes. Now, that's still several years away. A lot can happen between now and then. But it does highlight something important. Benefits are stable today, payments are still going out, yet long-term questions remain. For many people, that creates mixed emotions. You're receiving your benefits as expected, but you're also hearing about possible changes down the road. 2026 COLA. Does it really help? Let's talk about this year's cost of living adjustment. The 2026 COLA is around 2.8%, which translates to roughly $50 to $60 more per month for the average retiree. On paper, that sounds helpful. In reality, many people say it doesn't stretch very far, especially because Medicare Part B premiums also increased in 2026. For most retirees, those premiums are deducted directly from their Social Security check. So while your gross benefit went up, your take-home amount may not feel significantly different. It's like getting a small raise, but your bills went up faster. Taxes, retroactive payments and surprises. There's also been confusion around taxes this year. Some retirees received retroactive lump sum payments due to changes involving the windfall elimination provision, WEP, and Government Pension Offset, GPO. These updates restored benefits for many public sector workers, which was positive overall. But here's the surprise. Those lump sum payments can be taxable. Depending on your total income, up to 85% of your Social Security benefits can be subject to federal income tax. In some cases, those larger payments led to smaller tax refunds, or even unexpected tax bills. They may also affect Medicare premiums through IRMAA, which is based on income. There's discussion about potentially removing taxes on restored benefits, but nothing has officially passed yet, so it's something to watch, not something to count on. The $6,000 senior tax deduction. There's also a new $6,000 tax deduction for seniors age 65 and older. At first glance, that sounds like real relief. And it can reduce your taxable income. But here's the nuance. Lowering taxable income doesn't automatically lower Medicare premiums, because Medicare uses a separate income calculation. So you might save on federal taxes, but not see a noticeable change in healthcare costs. This is where Social Security starts to feel complicated. Benefits, taxes, and Medicare are all interconnected in ways that aren't always obvious. Changes behind the scenes at Social Security. Another major shift happening right now involves how cases are handled internally. Starting in early March, the Social Security Administration is moving toward a more centralized operating model. Instead of local offices managing most cases, work is being distributed nationwide. That means someone in another state could be processing your case. The goal is efficiency, especially as the agency works through staffing shortages after thousands of employees left in the past year. For some people, this could help reduce backlogs and speed up processing times. But others are concerned that cases may feel less personal, particularly when state-specific nuances are involved. Like most transitions, it may take time before the system feels smooth again. What to keep in mind this month. When you step back and look at March as a whole, this month highlights something important. It's not just about when your payment arrives. It's about understanding how timing works, how policy changes affect your take-home amount, and how system updates shape your experience. If you receive SSI early at the end of February, make sure you pace that payment carefully. It has to stretch through the entire month of March. Also, double-check your direct deposit details. Monitor your account around your scheduled date. Cautious of scam calls or messages claiming to be from Social Security. Payments are still going out to millions of Americans on schedule. The system is functioning. But at the same time, changes, both small and large, are shaping what Social Security looks like moving forward. Take care, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next update.